Morning, church. Today's scripture reading will be coming from the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 6 to 8. And it reads as follows. For I am already being poured out like a drink offering, and the time for my departure is near. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. Thank you.
Good morning. I was just trying to make sure how many minutes we are supposed to preach at the back. They said 30 minutes, no extra time. And they said if I go after above 30, you will switch off the mic. So if you hear the mic dropped, know that my time is up. For I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure has come. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. He says, I have fought the good fight. In verse 7. Which means there was a battle to be fought. You cannot say, I have fought the good fight when you were sitting on your couch. You cannot say, I have fought the good fight when you were lying in bed whilst other men were at war. You cannot say, I have fought the good fight when you were chilling by the beach whilst other men were fighting. He had to be at the battlefront. He had to go through the war for Paul to say, I have fought the good fight. Which means, brethren, as Christians, there is a war to be fought. As Christians, we are going to face battles which we are going to fight. If someone ever told you when you were getting baptized that, brethren, my brother, now here comes a good life, go back to that brother and says, brother, you lied to me. Us being put into the waters of baptism is like we're signing up to go to war. So as Christians, the fact that we are Christians, the fact that we chose Jesus Christ as our Savior means we are going to fight. It means we are going to go through battles in life. It means we are going to have to be soldiers of Christ. I have fought the good fight. It means he has already gone through it. He has been a good soldier. He is someone who fought through it all. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 to 18. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 to 18. It says, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. We are at war, brethren. The devil is always against us. We are going to fight each and every day of our life. But what I like about Ephesians, he says it's not a physical battle. He says it's a spiritual battle. Meaning if you take the wrong artillery there, you are going to lose. If you take physical weapons to a spiritual war, you are going to lose. He says, therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes at your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. I have fought the good fight. We need spiritual weapons to fight this. We need to fight this battle on our knees. We need to fight this battle with other brethren. You know, what I like about this is in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 9, he says, take heart. It's not only you who are going through these trials and tribulations, but your brothers and sisters across the world are also going through the same battles. How many of us have felt maybe it's only me? How many of us ask sometimes, God, why only me? Why am I the one going through this? I'm here to say, as Peter says, you are not the only one going through that. Brothers across the world are also going through the same. Maybe they are not in the same battle that you are in, but hey, they are also fighting on another front. They are also going through other difficulties. In this battle that we are, in this fighting that we are doing, we are not the only ones. It's easy to think it's only me. It's easy to ask God, God, why me? Why is it only me? We are not alone, brethren, in fighting this battle. We are a family. We have brothers to encourage each other. It's a commandment that we exhort and encourage each other. We cannot win if we stand alone. We cannot win if we fight alone. In today's world, we are being told you need to grind alone, be a wolf alone, stand alone, fight alone. I'm here to say Christianity, we cannot do this alone. The world is teaching a different doctrine, whereas Christ prays for unity, that we be one as the Father is in Christ, so that we be in them. Alone we cannot win. Maybe to make it into the business, or maybe you need to be a wolf alone. Maybe to be successful in the business, you need to be a wolf alone. But I'm here to say, as Christianity, we need to be a pack. As Christians, we need to be united as one. For this battle, brethren, is strong. Paul says, I have fought the battle. Him being saying, I have fought, that's him taking responsibility also. But as we see in the whole story of Paul, he had combined with him all the time. He would write, I have this brother with me, I have Silas with me, I have this brethren with me who has strengthened me. Alone, he could have not done what he had done. I have fought this battle, it's individuality. Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. Work out your own salvation. As much as we fight together, as much as married people, we encourage each other. As much as family, we encourage each other. At the end of the day, there's the part where I have to take responsibility of my own salvation. I cannot blame Brother Justice for my own salvation. He's there to encourage me. He's there to help me. But at the end of the day, I take a stand on my own, fighting for my own salvation. In this battle that we are in, we need to fight for our own salvation. We need to encourage each other. We are fighting next to each other for God, but at the end, there is the part of me also taking responsibility. We like blaming the preachers. We like blaming the leaders. We like blaming our parents. No, it's because the leaders did this. It's because the preacher said it. At the end, I have to answer for my own actions. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. In this battle that we are in, we need to work out our own salvation. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have finished the race. I'm sure we all have watched Olympic Games. Here and there, we have watched Olympic Games. We have watched people run. I forgot the year, but in some Olympics back in the days, there was a man who also prepared for the race. And when I heard that story a long time ago, I recently thought of it now, and I also remembered what Brother Mushambi once said. He says, these people, they practice the whole year for maybe 10 minutes of the race. They put in the work. If it's Usain Bolt, it's for 10 seconds of 100 meters, but he's been practicing the whole year for those few seconds. This man also did the same. He practiced the whole year to get to the Olympics, and he was there. The crowds were shouting, and he took to the race. But as he was running, he got injured, and he fell to the ground in the middle of the race. Now, there are doctors there, there are paramedics, there are professionals, they ran to him. That's their job, they are being paid for that, just in case you are injured. They are there with stretchers. They tell you what's happening. They take you out. The men fell down to the ground. They came to him. He stood up. He told them, let me finish my race. If you have watched that story, the man was no longer running. He was limping to the finishing line. This man had the right to say, put me on a stretcher. But he stood up. He kept going to the finishing line. Even though he was injured, even though he had the right to say, I am done, I cannot, in his mind, he came there to finish the race. He came to the Olympics to finish the race. He had trained all his life for this day. And he wasn't going to let that injury stop him. He stood up. He started limping to the end of the race. Sometimes, brethren, we have fallen in this race that we're in. Sometimes we have been tripped in this race we're in. Sometimes we feel like someone has made me to fall. I'm here to say, as this man stood up, we need to stand up and finish the race. What touches me about this man is other brethren, other guys have already finished the race. I'm sure other people already running. You know, in Olympics, they run with the flags of their country, people are number one. They're already celebrating. You can see them celebrate, but that doesn't change his mind. He had one goal in his mind. I'm here to finish this race. Those doctors are professionals. Professionals have told him, buddy, you are injured, you need to get on the stretcher. I just started my second module of thermodynamics with a different lecturer. He says in his introduction, forgive me if I bump into you sometimes, it's not intentional. And the reason why is I once had cancer. And the doctors, the professionals, the specialists told me I cannot walk. But hey, they were wrong. That man walks without crash. But he says, just my reaction time is slow. So sometimes I can see you close, but I cannot turn quickly, so I'll bump into you. But bear with me. But he says, specialists told me I could never walk, but here I am today, I'm walking, I'm lecturing to you. Specialists told this man, you cannot finish the race, buddy. You are injured. Specialists are going to tell you sometimes in life, hey, this is the end of your race. I'm here to tell you, get up and get going, brethren. No matter what you are going through, no matter how specialized they are in that industry, God is more specialized than they are. We have heard these stories of people who told, doctors told me I can no longer do it, but here I am doing it. We have heard these stories countless times, but I don't know why when it comes to us, we never believe these stories. Now this man continues limping. His father was there watching the Olympics. His father gets out of the crowd. He runs to his son. I'm thinking, the father is also going to the end to say, my son, you know what? It's done. Let's go home, son. You have done it. You have come to the Olympics. You have done your best. But what this father does surprises me. This father puts his son's hand and they finish the race together. How many times have we seen brethren struggling and we have told them, brother, it's fine. Sit down. We need to be like this father. Brother Jesse was saying, we have seen people struggle with sin and yet we stand there, we judge them. We're supposed to be there and say, brother, I'm here for you. Let's finish this race together. We need to be brethren who, when we see someone struggling, we are there for them. No matter what they are going through, we are there to encourage them. James says, what good is it if you say, go be filled? The father could have been cheering for his son from the stage and saying, son, I can see you keep going, but he chose not to pray. He went there and he went through it with his son. We claim to be a family, right? We are a family. We need that spirit when we see one of us fall down, when we see one of us struggling, we are there going through it together. They did not care whether other people have finished. They did not care whether people were already celebrating, people were already getting their medals. Their goal, his goal was, I want to finish this race. Our goal as Christians is not to get there first. There is no first or last. Our goal is to finish our race. Our goal is to get to the end of that finish line. The day when we are being pulled out, the day when our death comes, we need to say, I have done it, I have finished my race. A Christian Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 to 10, it says what? Two are better than one. If one falls, the other one will pick the other one up. We are more than two. We are a family. If the other brethren falls, we are there for him. We need to run this race together. People fall back, we do not look back. We keep going. People fall back, we look back and we laugh. People fall back, we look back and say, he thought he was better than us. We look back and say, he used to preach, look, he got him now. We look back, we take pictures. We make memes of them. Look, now it's with him. He used to think he was better than us. If we need to finish this battle, if we need to finish this race, we need to look back and leave those who fell behind. I've never been to war. I've watched a lot of war movies. And in all of them, they have one. They have a lot of mottos there, but there's one in which all soldiers have said, never leave a man behind. Have we heard that before? They would have won the battle, they would have finished their mission, but on their way back, if one of them falls, they go back. They drag him with him outside. They don't look back and say, he used to think he was better than us with the gun. He used to think he could fight better than us. No. They forget the whole mission and they get a new mission, which is to get their men back. That's what must be amongst us as Christians. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. And the last part he says, I have kept the faith. I have kept the faith. Through what Paul has been through, he writes a lot of what Paul went through. One of the experiences which every time I read, I say, Paul, you are crazy. Paul one time goes into a city, he tries to preach the word of God. He gets stoned. In their heads, he's dead. They leave him near death. When you are dead, when they stone you, they drag you outside of the city, they throw you at the town, you are dead. He was there to preach the word of God. He wasn't there to see his girlfriend. He wasn't there to see his friends. He wasn't there to be a tourist. He was there to preach the word of God. He gets stoned for it, near to death. He dragged outside. Guess what Paul does when he recovers? He went back to the very same city which they nearly stoned him to death. I look at him and say, Paul, you are crazy. I would have said, God, I've done my best, God. You see, your people, God. Remember John, what did John say? These people of God. Paul could have done the same. And in my head, I'm saying, God, you have to understand. Paul gets up, goes back to the very same city, did the exact same thing that got him stoned in the first place, which is preach the word of God. Paul has many things that he went through which could have made him lose his faith. He could have said, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving this. He could have thrown in the towel in today's saying. Paul could have also made a reflection and said, I used to live a better life where I was. Remember children of Israel? In Egypt, Moses, in Egypt we had graves. How many of us said, before Christianity, man, I used to live a better life. Before Christianity, man, Paul could have said the exact same thing, because before he was a Christian, he was a respected man. Now they were hunting him down. Through it all, faith, Paul kept the faith. Through all those suffering, Paul kept the faith. And one time when he was in prison with Paul and Silas, what happened? These men are in prison for God. These men are in prison for preaching the word of God. What do they do at midnight? Do we know this? What do they do at midnight? They sing praises to the Lord. I've never seen a crazy man in my life. They sing praises to the Lord. Through all this, he's in prison for God. Paul was in prison. There's a section which we call prison epistles. We name them prison epistles because why? Paul wrote them whilst in prison. While suffering for God. He never dropped his faith. We go through challenges, brethren, which we want to say, you know what, I'm done. God, I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for this. First Peter chapter 1 verse 7, he says, your faith is being tested with fire. Like gold, but gold is perishable, but your faith is not perishable. That's what Peter says. It's being tested with fire. You know, if you just touch the stove, you jump. Now imagine being tested with fire, like gold. You know what happens with gold? They burn gold. The temperatures there are so high you cannot get close to them. He says our faith is going through that. But through that, we need to keep that faith. Through all that, through all those trials and tribulations and temptations, we need to hold back and say, I've kept the faith. Our faith gets tested with these trials. But also our faith gets tested when it comes to situations of sacrifices. Do you remember the story of Abraham? Our faith does not only get tested with fire. Sometimes it says opportunities of sacrifice. Abraham could have also said, God, I've been praying for this son. This is my only son. I cannot do this. But he sacrificed him either way. And he had faith. Guess what he says in that story when they go to the mountain? He told his servant, stay here. Me and the boy, we're going to go up there. And we are going to return. Not I alone. We. Abraham had faith. I'm going to return with my son. Sometimes our faith gets tested with those situations where we have to sacrifice. Us opting not to sacrifice, that's us saying, I do not have faith in you, God. Me saying when it's time to give, you know what, this is what I only have for this week. That's me saying, God, you are not capable of taking care of me this week. I'm going to take care of myself. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 8 to 9, it says what? Though we are hard pressed on every corner, we are not crushed. God is still there. Even though those trials and tribulations, they come left, right, and center, even they seem to come every day, even if till this part of this year, nothing has seemed to go right for you, I meant to say, we are not yet crushed, brethren. We need to keep the fight. We need to keep running the race. We need to keep the faith. It doesn't matter what we have gone through till now, even if nothing makes sense till now, we need to keep the faith. He says, for I have plans for you. Plans not to harm you, but plans not to prosper you. I never fully understand that phase. Because sometimes you go through things, you want to sit there and say, how is this going to prosper me? You want to ask, how is this going to prosper me at the end of the day? But yeah, there was a man who once asked those questions. Job once had the guy to say, God, what is happening to me? And for me, I think it was unfair on Job. The first question already, I think that was a knockout for Job. He says, Job, where were you when I laid the foundations of this earth? Can any one of us answer that question to God? Job, you want to talk, right, Job? Job, I want you to answer me, Job. Where were you when I laid the foundations of this earth? That's knockout, first round, first punch, Job is out. But God keeps asking Job this question to make Job understand that, Job, you will never understand how I work when I come into play. He says, my ways are not your ways. So as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. But until we understand that, we will never understand how God works. We can try to sit down and crack it. We can take Albert Einstein, put him here and say, can you try to make up an equation for this? There's no equation to figure out how God works. Corinthians says, even the foolishness of God, that is if there's ever that state, is still wiser than the wisest man on earth. We can never figure out how he works. All we need to know is everything happens for good for those who love the Lord. Through it all, brother, we need to keep our faith. No matter what happens. Maybe you can sit there and say, I've gone through worse than what Job went through. I'm not here to say you haven't, because I don't know what you went through. Maybe you can say, you know what Paul went through is nothing compared to what I'm going through. I cannot say, no, you are lying. Maybe you think you are going through
But the Bible has been written with many examples to help us in those times when we feel like quitting, that there are other people who have gone through worse. There are other people who have gone through dark days and still they kept that faith. That's why Paul can say, I have fought the fight. He even had fought it physically. And sometimes he fought with beasts for the sake of God, for the sake of his faith. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. As this year goes by, we are going to get those times which are going to shake our faith. We are going to go in those times where we cannot see where we are going. Where when you look every side, it seems like I'm crushed. It seems like I cannot move. I'm here to say, through all those times, we need to keep the faith. Even when I am falling down, we need to have that spirit of lifting our brothers up. So that when the day comes, we can also say, like Paul said, I have kept the faith. I have fought the battle. We cannot fight if we're sitting at home, brethren. Christianity is not a part where we're walking around with beautiful suits, not wanting to be dated. We need to put our hands on. We need to fight. If I haven't been fighting, I need to know I'm not at the battle. I'm sitting at home. We need to get to the battlefront. But like I said, this battle is not a physical battle. Don't go to the gym for this battle. Don't start lifting now for this battle. It's a battle we fight on our knees. It's a battle we fight with the word of God. It's a battle we fight because we are spiritual. It's a battle we fight because we're striving to be righteous people. And yes, there are times when we want to give up. There are times when we want to get down. And it's not only you. It's a natural reaction. That's why Paul always says, be steadfast. It's not only humans who want to give up. Even lions sometimes want to give up. If you watch National Geographic, have you seen those lions try to chase after a zebra? Sometimes like, you know what, this zebra is running too fast, I quit. But it knows if I do not catch that zebra, I do not eat. If I do not get there, I do not eat. If I do not get to the end of this race, heaven is not my home. We need to have that at the back of mind. No matter how strong the edge becomes, no matter how easy, no matter how painful it becomes, you need to remember, I have fought the good fight. I have kept the faith. And if I feel like I've been quitting, if I feel like I'm losing it, as we sing, we need to come so that God gives us his strength. For the Bible says, those who wait upon the Lord, they shall be renewed their strength. There are times when we're going to get tired. That's why we need to come to God so that he renews our strength. Brethren, we are going to get tired. Situations are going to get hard. The devil is pressing hard on us every day. But no matter through it all, we need to fight this battle. We need to finish this race and we need to keep our faith. Amen.